Hi, this is Danell Fields. I'm from Local Mia. I'm your home and lifestyle contributor for the area. It's so nice to be here again, and I'm just very excited about who I'm interviewing today. It's Annette Wood, and that's all I have to say is Annette Wood, because we all know her from Kingwood. She's everywhere. She's an entrepreneur. She's professional. She's loving. She does so many community volunteer things in the community, and we are just delighted to have her. She's married to Jack, and her daughter is Joan Clinton, and they all live in Kingwood here. She has grandkids here as well. And we were so lucky to get Annette. It was in, let's see, I'm trying to think, 2005 that Katrina hit, and it hit New Orleans bad. So this little lady, she's from New Orleans. She's going to tell you her story, but she came here, and we're so lucky. And I can't believe it's 16 years, because I feel like I've known her forever. So we're just really delighted to have you.
Thank you.
And so what I wanted to ask you is, you're from New Orleans, but you don't even have to say you're from New Orleans, because you have that beautiful accent.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
I'm actually originally from England.
Are you?
So it's kind of a blended accent
Right.
between, and now I'm picking up a little bit of Texas. So
Yeah. You've always had a beautiful accent, and you know what people always say, you have me at your accent, so I'm sure people think that about you. But can you tell us a little bit about, if you're from England, I don't know if you lived there just as a child. I didn't know that, so I'm just learning that. But you're in New Orleans, what did you do? And I know you moved here for the hurricane, but just a little bit about your background.
yeah, well, I've had a lot of different jobs, as you have.
Yeah.
So in New Orleans, we had a shop on Royal Street, which was called Annette's Rue Royal, and it was a typical New Orleans shop with, beautiful things and jewelry and all the things that New Orleans is famous for. So when Katrina hit, when we decided to evacuate here, and then the more time we spent in Kingwood, the more I told Jack, we might want to think about actually moving here.
Mm-hmm.
He was not for it at all. He was happy in New Orleans. But as it turned out, it was a wonderful move. And I've been very blessed.
Yes. Well, did Katrina take your store?
No, we were so lucky. Our house was fine. We were on water stop,
High
like
ground.
2 houses from us.
Wow.
The shop was fine. Royal Street doesn't flood. It's the highest place in New Orleans. And so honestly, since I've been here, I tell everybody, I feel like I've been on vacation ever since I've been here, although I'm working a lot.
Right.
But I truly feel like I'm on vacation. I play golf a lot. I work when I want to, and which is sometimes more than I want to, but it's all working out great.
So when you moved to Kingwood, I didn't know exactly when you moved, but I remember your store.
Right.
So you moved that store
We
here.
did. We moved it here, kept it open for about, I think, 5 years, then moved it to an antique gallery, and then Jack decided he wanted to retire and play golf all the time. So.
Yes. Well, both of you are good golfers,
Yeah,
right?
well, he's better than I am.
Well, I was going to save this for later, but she plays golf, but you had something exciting happen, and I have a picture. I'm going to put it on the article.
Yeah, I'm ready for another one. I've had 2, but that's been about 3 years, I think,
what did
my
you
last
have?
one. A hole-in-one?
A hole-in-one. She had a hole-in-one. So that's pretty exciting. So come a little more, I wanted to talk about your business now, but I couldn't not talk about the organization, the gala, the foundation that you started was Manhattan's Luncheon, and you started that, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about that. And it's a yearly luncheon she does at Kingwood Country Club, and it's raises money, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's just a fun luncheon. When we moved here, I was a little surprised at how little social activity there was for the ladies, because in New Orleans it was like every week you could go to a luncheon, a gala, or whatever. So this was a luncheon I was very much involved in there, and I loved it. The ladies loved it. We had about 800 women typically there in attendance. So we started it here. It started a little small, but now it has built up. And we did it for different charities through the years.
And you name the charity every year that you're going to do it for.
Yeah, and
Right.
last time we did, I think, was Mothers Against Cancer, and we may
Right.
well do that again this year.
Right, and it's always in the spring.
Yeah.
And all the ladies wear big hats, and it's really a lot of fun.
It's
and then
a lot
they
of
have
fun.
a table contest.
Right. Yeah, there's a big hat contest, and the women have gotten to where the year that we have, it's like they're planning next year already, like to outdo whoever they
Right.
lost to
I
or
know.
won.
It's
So
fun.
it's fun.
I've done it before and been like the one in charge of the hats.
Right.
So that was kind of, it's kind of scary because everybody is so competitive.
Were you a judge one year?
Well, I've been a judge one time, but I mean, I decorated all the hats.
Oh, right.
So I was scared to death because it's so competitive. I
Right.
mean, it's not just it's outlandish and big and everything. So, but we're sitting here now in someone's home. We happen to be in Oakhurst, but we could be in River Oaks, we could be in Kingwood, we could be in Huffman, or any place. And the reason we're doing that is I'm kind of telling you a little bit about, or she'll tell you a little bit about her business, which is it's an estate sale business. I think it's really unusual. You want to tell us your name of the business?
Sure, it's W&W. My partner's not here yet, Tracy Williford, so her name is Williford, mine is Wood, so we did W&W. And I started it, the way I got started is my very best friend passed away. She had beautiful things, beautiful taste. And her husband called and said, I really need you to help me get rid of these things because I'm moving. So I had never done an estate sale before, but I loved it. We made tons of money. He said, you are missing your calling.
Yeah.
So we started a company.
Right. Well, and
the rest is history.
it's going gangbusters
Yeah, it
because
is.
she was just saying before this interview that she can't keep, you have to almost turn people down. She's so busy. And estate sales are something I think that we're seeing more of.
Right.
People love the hunt. They love to find something of value, maybe also for less money,
Right.
but also something that is of high quality.
Right.
Just like if you go to Round Top, we love hunting
Right.
around. So this is kind of a fun thing for people to come to estate sales. What can we find? And people really feel like they get a bargain. And,
Absolutely.
But they get something of high quality. So what, I know you've been doing this for how many years?
About 8.
About 8 years. So what is one of the most unusual things that someone has asked you to sell?
Oh, that's a good question. Wow, I'd have to think about that one. I've had a lot of unusual things. I can't honestly think of one specific thing that I can say, wow. But as you can see, when you kind of do a walk around here, this one has so many unusual. We've actually kind of made one room a saloon, one room a country store, a lot of Western influence on this one. Each sale is different, and we try to decorate kind of as to the things that are there.
Right.
So that's fun for me because I used to be an interior designer, and so it kind of, the staging to me is my favorite part,
Right.
is setting it up and making it look beautiful.
Well, you're good at that. And have anyone ever asked you to sell their car with
Oh,
the
yes.
sale?
As a matter of fact, I just left a house. They have 3 cars to sell.
Wow.
So we're...
So if someone wanted to check out your sales, because I know you've sent things to me before, could they look? Is there a place to look?
Yeah, estatesales.net. It's a national company. We're always listed on there every time we have a sale. We also have a personal email list of over 2,000 people at this point. So everybody gets an email when we have a sale. But estatesales.net, we're always on.
So what do you think as far as, say, this mirror right here, I don't know the value, but if it was, say, $400 value, what would how do you think about?
Gauge is sort of a third of the original retail.
Okay.
Sometimes more, sometimes less. It depends on what we think the average person would want to pay for that particular item.
Okay.
So.
And do you have any kind of little tidbit or unusual story you can tell us, that anything that's ever happened, like maybe you had some people come in and buy the whole thing, or I mean, do you ever, anything unusual ever happen?
again, we've had a lot of unusual things. It's kind of funny dealing with the personalities of the owners, because some things they think their home is one of a kind, everything is so priceless, and they're reluctant to even part with it.
Right.
So sometimes we have an issue with letting them let go at the prices we think we can get for them.
Right.
So, and then other times, most of the time, they just want to get rid of it. It's like, whatever you want to price it, we do not want to deal with it. And I was telling Danell, most of the time people think estate sales if somebody had passed away. In most cases, it's that they're downsizing.
Right.
So sometimes they take a lot with them, and then we deal with the rest. And then we have different ways to deal with whatever is left after the fact.
Well, in this world we're living in, aren't we simplifying things? Isn't it all about maybe not so much the things that it is the friends, the adventure, all of that? So that's what makes this so special. You can come and pick something, you know, special up, but freeing yourself is probably a good thing. So what types of things? I already know what your hobbies are, and I've seen a lot of your interior design influence, but what other things do you like to do?
Well, you know, I love to do floral design
Right.
too. And I started this thing at Kingwood Country Club, which is the Kingwood vendor show for Christmas. So I do a big floral booth there and take my things there. And sometimes I do things just for staging for a house.
Like that in the background.
Yeah. So, but
Beautiful
I
things.
love doing it. It's
And then
fun.
you love to play golf.
Of course.
So what's something that about you, because I know you pretty well, and we've sat on committees together. What's something that even maybe some of your closest
you're gonna
friends?
ask me the weirdest questions. Oh, my
I know I'm putting you on. I'm sorry. People say that about me. But what's something that even your friends don't know about you, but would be surprised to know? It doesn't have to be like, you know, I mean, just something unusual that maybe people don't know about you, or something fun, or.
Well, probably my most fun thing, and I'm going back a long time, that I used to do fashion modeling and professional modeling. And I got to work with Oscar de la Renta and Bill Blass. And
where was this?
In New Orleans.
In New Orleans?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was probably one of the most fun times of my life.
And that's why you're so good at putting yourself, she's always put together so well. So what do you and Jack, if you had a free night and you thought in transportation or whatever wasn't an issue, where would you like to be for a weekend?
Oh, for a weekend?
Or for a night.
Okay. Well, let's see about that. If we have to stay in the country?
No, you don't have to. No, you don't have to.
When we had the shop, we used to get to travel a lot. Like every year we'd go to Europe buying, basically. So I kind of got burned out because I was a flight attendant for a lot of years.
Oh, you were?
Also.
That's another thing.
Yeah. So between that and traveling for the shop, I've kind of traveled a lot. And at this point in my life, I'm almost ready to put potato it on the couch.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
I think maybe, don't you think maybe COVID?
Well, that started everybody staying home. But
So I want to close for now, and then I will write, of course, write more about you. But to give a tip for somebody if they go to an estate sale, and I love Round Top, but sometimes I get frustrated because I look through the things and I'm not quite sure. Is there any tips you could give for anyone that comes to an estate sale? How do you know? Because they're not always going to tell you it's real, but is there any little tips you could tell us?
We never represent anything that is sterling if it's not, or Waterford if it's not. But if you know what to look for, if you do Waterford or something and you know how to look for the marking, but ask the owner of the company that's there and just say, you know, can you verify that this is so-and-so or whatever, and I'm sure, hopefully they'll be honest with you.
What is the number one or one or two things that you sell the most of at a estate sale? That when you open the doors, people go right to there.
Yeah. Yeah, Waterford being one.
Okay.
Anything really collectible. A lot of memorabilia things sell. Things like the Murano glass you know, things that people recognize the name of, I think, probably is the biggest. When we have purses, the last sale we had.
I wanted to go. You said they were
Oh,
gone in what, 5 minutes?
5 minutes. We had Louis Vuitton real, authentic. We had them authenticized before we sold them.
Okay.
And we had Louis Vuitton, we had Coach, we had a bunch of designer names. And I was pricing them a little lower until the lady came and told me, price them at X amount, and don't go any lower than that. I didn't think they would sell at that amount. They were gone in 5 minutes.
Wow, that's something. Well, I really appreciate it, and you coming here today and letting me interview you. In the middle of her sale, she's letting me interview you. So do you want to go ahead and give out your website again so people know, in case they would either like to go see it, or maybe they might want to put their things on an estate sale?
You can always reach me on my Facebook page at Annette Wood is my Facebook page. I'll always list the sale when we have one coming up.
Okay.
And then estatesales.net is the national company that you can go to.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
She's a classic beauty. She really is. I want to say goodbye, but I also want to say a prayer for our company, for our country, and the fact that we have so much going on. So I just hope that we'll all embrace each other in a hug and think of others, because right now times are tough. So I just wanted to say that. And thanks, Annette. And until next time, I'll see you. This is Danell Fields, lifestyle and contributor for localmia.com, and it's great to see you again. Bye-bye.